Hi, my name is Maddie, and I am on a journey of weight loss and financial wellness after last year when I
had a baby.
No one asked for this challenge. I don't think it's ever been requested. Maybe once, I don't know. I don't know what prompted me to do this challenge, but I randomly, a couple of months ago while doing Chloe Ting, decided, what the heck? I think I'm going to do a bike riding challenge. That's it. I don't know why. Maybe because I just, I was one of those kids that rode my bike everywhere and, I miss that. I don't know, nostalgia, summer. I'm not really sure what the deal is. So what better time to do it than end of June/early July when, according to the weather app, it says it feels like 101 today. Why am I doing this to myself? Because I bought it with my YouTube money and I have to use it for it to be a tax deduction. Sorry, I know that doesn't make me relatable, but Okay, I sound like I'm dreading it, but I'm kind of excited. The reason that it's coming across like I'm dreading it is because of one simple thing, and that thing is just the fact that I, got the bike. And one day for funsies, I decided to take it out and ride it. I say for funsies, for exercise. And it was horrible. I wish I'd gotten footage, but I was too busy fighting for my life. It was horrible. It was not fun. It was not a good time to be had. I was miserable. My quads hurt. It was quad hell. I was sweating a lot and it wasn't even all that hot that day. I was breathing hard. Every little hill felt like an insurmountable hill. It was rough. But if you guys know me, if you guys have watched my channel, it's bothering me that this hair is sticking out. Then you would know that I like a good challenge. I do. So we are going to ride a bike. Originally, when I first conceptualized this challenge, I'm like, I should do 3 miles a day. That feels reasonable. Wrong. Whenever I went out and took my bike out that one day, I rode it for a mile and a half before I had to give up and throw in the towel. So that is what I'm going to do. Something else that happened the day that I rode that bike was I was like, I'm going to need all the pre-workout in the world, girlfriend. However, I think for today, I'm not going to do pre-workout. I'm just going to ride my bike. I'm not really going for time. I'm just going for how do I feel at the beginning of the 2 weeks versus the end of the 2 weeks. I'll try to keep up with certain metrics, but that's it. That's all I'm doing. I don't think I've ever seen just someone riding their bike on YouTube for weight loss. I mean, I know it exists, but I haven't seen it. I do want you guys to know, though, that I did not spend an exorbitant amount of money on this bike. I got it used from Facebook Marketplace. It's a vintage bike. I mean, I kind of like her. She's kind of a vibe. I bought, just a cheap cover for it. I bought a very cheap $10 bike rack so that I could transport it because I thought it would be easier to just lay my seats down and transport it in my car. Turns out it's awful. It sucks. We were just cheap all around. I don't know why that's important for me to tell you, but I just don't want you to think I went and bought a several $100 bike to do this challenge. We were cheap. Literally, we made it in and out with what I feel like is everything we need for less than $100. I'll put the exact amount on the screen. Okay. So that is what we will be doing. I bought a new fancy schmancy GoPro. It's not fancy or schmancy. It was $50 to try to get some decent footage so I wouldn't have to be wrangling with my phone. Fingers crossed that works out. Okay, I'm really just putting off getting on the trail. Let's go. All right, I did want to show you guys my bike rack. Forgive me for being so zoomed in. I'm just trying not to show you guys my apartment building. But yeah, I did want to show you guys my bike rack. So I got this bad boy for $10 off of Facebook Marketplace. And I'm not gonna lie, the first time I ever put it together, I felt like the equations lady, where I was very confused because there's a lot of straps and everything. Okay, I know this looks concerning, but I promise it's actually the upper rods that matter more than these lower ones, but I'm gonna fix this. Hi there, editing matey. So after reviewing this footage, I realized I'm an idiot, and those lower straps don't actually go on the lower part. They go on the sides, as you can see here and here. I just want to let anyone know in case you have the same bike rack. And yes, I did put some cardstock over my license plate so I wouldn't have to edit a bar over it. Is it lazy or is it genius? I don't know. You tell me.
Please,
subscribe.
for the love of God!
Okay, I swear this is the last interruption, but before I get into the video, I wanted to show y'all the bike I'll be riding for this challenge. So this is her. She's a vintage Swin racer bike. Like I said earlier in the video, I got her for 25 doll hairs off Facebook Marketplace. She's a little rusty in places, but like, ain't she a beaut? She has 3 gears, handbrakes, and this little cyclometer that I'm pretty sure isn't accurate in the slightest, but it was a really cool addition. And my favorite part is her fat ass seat. Seriously, the seat is the best, and it's the reason that my ass didn't hurt for this entire challenge. I did some research and I found a listing on eBay and found out she is from the 70s, which is wild because low-key she might straight up be my mom's age. And if any of y'all get on to me for calling her vintage, then you should know that if something is 20 years old, it's vintage. My husband, for instance, is vintage, times 2. And since he's been married to me, he's basically vintage times 3. You heard it here first. Okay, now that we're done taking cheap shots at my husband, let's actually get into this challenge. What up, fam? We're on the trail, girls, gals, non-binary pals. Fun fact, it's actually several hours later than when I was filming earlier. I was hoping and praying I would be able to get my GoPro set up before I went to get my little man. However, I have a bachelor's degree, and the amount of freaking confusion that I was having figuring out which of these stupid little pieces go together. However, it's currently 89 degrees out here. Apparently, according to the weather thing, feels like 100. Love that for me. Okay, I'm sorry to give you guys such negative energy, but I kid you not, it took me like an hour to figure this out, so I'm not in as good of a mood as I once was. Okay, I feel like I'm giving negative energy. Good juju, good juju. I'm going to report back after my run, tell you guys, or my run. Sorry, I'm on the exact same trail I ran on. I'm going to report back, tell you guys how long things took, all the generally good vibes. I hope they're good vibes. The vibes may be bad. I'm going to be honest. It's a cute little bumblebee. Look at it. You get that. You get that flower juice. You get it, Bumblebee. Unfortunately, I forgot the memory card for the GoPro. Okay. I'm halfway through. I'm pausing for a beat to catch my breath and talk to you. I will say, I'm at 0.75. I guess my average speed is 7.1 miles per hour. It's not bad. Faster than running. It's not as hard as it was last time. I did make sure my gears were down, because last time I think I was in 3rd gear. It's a 3-speed bike. But, oh, God. My heart is pounding within those 6 minutes. I can't lie to y'all, so.
12 seconds later.
Okay, famous last words. I don't know why, but I'm not even a mile in. And I was just like, I gotta stop and walk. Oh, God, my quads. It's a little bunny. Oh, look how cute it is. Oh, my hands are too shaky. I'm totally stopping to admire the bunny, not because I'm exhausted. Oh, the wind is lovely, though. I can't lie. Oh, I'm gassed. It's hard to explain, so here's my watch. All right, whatever. It says I went 1.52 miles in 12 minutes and 15 seconds. Now, every time I paused to walk, it paused. I did not set it to pause, but it did. I was going an average of 7.4 miles per hour. It says I burned 163 calories. I did hit zone 5 in my heart rate for 2 minutes and 12 seconds. I spent most of the time in zone 4 at 5 minutes and 16 seconds. Oh, God, Jesus. I'm going to go home and take a shower, but you know what? I felt worse after a challenge. It was just rough. All right. Sorry the GoPro footage didn't work out. At this point, I committed. I was out on the trail. I had to do it. Had to do it to him. All right. I'm hoping I can get out a little earlier tomorrow. If I were a wise man, I would go before I clock into work. But that would legitimately require me getting up at about 5:15 in the morning. And I don't think I'm that committed. I'm committed to a lot. I'm not sure I'm committed to that.
Day 2.
It is day 2. I have pre-workout and termination, as I said in a previous video. Also, my GoPro. Is it taped to my boob? Yes, it is, because I'm trying for stability. Will it work? Probably not, but I don't have an hour today to mess with it. Let's get this done, I guess. Okay, I'm sorry. I know I whine every video, but that is how I feel, truly.
Once again, the footage did not work out.
Day 3.
Okay, I'm out on the trail. I'm dying. I can get the first, 3/4 mile without really a lot of issues. I'm winded at places, but it's not too bad. It's the last that's a struggle for me. And I will say, I think that is in part because I feel like the way here is slightly downhill and the way back is slightly uphill. Maybe it's just me because I'm just like gassed. That could totally be it. But I do know, like, early on in the trail, like, I barely have to pedal, like, very early on. So I know for sure that part of the trail is uphill, so we'll see. But I wish I could switch it, but unfortunately, it's, like, very much ongoing, so this is the halfway mark. So it's not like I can just go to the other side of the trail. Okay, somebody's coming, and I'm embarrassed to film in public so blatantly. Also, you never know who it could be.
The next day.
Oh my God, got that sweat mustache. Okay, it's day 4, and and that problem is, I noticed my, bike was just a little louder, and it's because one of my tires is going flat. So that sucks. I'm gonna have to get that fixed. Oh, I don't want to have to pause the challenge, but yeah, okay. I think it's good enough to ride back to where I need to go, but oh my God, look at all the sweat. Okay. Oh. Alright, so I probably look like crap, and it's because I was just in the heat getting my bike rack put back up and getting my bike on it. So I got the tire replaced. A little bit of a frustrating experience, but largely driven by my own ignorance, and I hate to say it, but the ignorance of the person who took my call. So basically, I need the AC. Oh. AC really is an amazing creation. I called and the person was like, don't you worry, baby girl, we got you. A replacement tire is only like $20, and then labor would be like $5 to $10. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. Sounds good to me. So I show up, and the guy's like, well, you're actually going to need a tire and a tube. And I'm like, what the hell's the tube? Turns out the tube's like the inner part of the tire. And so the guy was basically like looking it over and was like, yeah, it's a nice bike. Oh, one of your spokes is out in your tire. Now at this point, this $30 purchase, I can already tell is adding up because they're telling me there's more things. And he's like, well, we can replace the spoke for you. And I was like, how much would that be? He's like, yeah, about $20. And I was like, no, thank you. And he like, he did that thing that people do whenever they're like a specialist in something. I don't know if this makes sense, where they look so annoyed at you for saying no. And he kind of clicked his tongue and he's like, well, you need this replaced. And I was like, is one spoke really a detriment to the bike? And he was like, well, your wheel, every spoke has a purpose, and one of them being out, I'm like, yeah, but there's like 20 of them. I'll be fine. I was a little dismissive because he kind of pissed me off with, he's like, it's $20. I'll fix it for you. And I'm like, no, sir. No, you will not. Because again, I thought this would be like $30. So yeah, it turns out it was $50. But I will say, apparently the spoke situation bothered him enough that he just fixed it for free. So I really shouldn't be bitching because like he helped me out. But yeah. So she is back. Hopefully everything will be okay with her. I'm real sad about having to spend the $50, to be honest. It's YouTube money though. Thank you guys very much. But it's not like I have an infinite amount of YouTube money. But we shall see. Stay tuned as to how the rest of this challenge goes. I mean, I guess this bike is being ridden more than it has in years past. So she's not used to all these extremes. But today was supposed to be the last day of week 1.
But because this took all day, it's literally 5:20 right now and it's very hot out. We will just, today will be a rest day. We'll do it tomorrow and then we're going to get into week 2.
Tomorrow.
Okay, I am out on the trail, and back there is normally where I would turn around. However, with the nice weather, I mean, I'm out of breath, but I'm feeling pretty good, so I think I'm gonna go a little further this time. Maybe I'll do, instead of 1.5 miles, maybe I'll do 2 miles. But either way, I'm feeling good. I may regret this. I have no pre-workout. The nice weather is my pre-workout.
I know that it took me so long. Had you up waiting all night. Baby, I hope it's alright. Yeah. Running down 7th and Spring Street. I know you've been telling me the same thing. Lately you've been telling me this ain't me. Nah. You right. Yeah. You right. You right. Baby, I ain't lose no step. I've been trying to catch my breath. Way too high. Difficult to read these texts. Triple dot, all what's next? Can't this wait? Why we gotta do this now? Forgetting what it's all about. Can't turn around. Don't know why I came this way. Don't know what else I'd say. You right. Yeah. You right.
Know the sound is probably going to be obnoxious, but the challenge actually ended yesterday. So this morning I did the usual. I stepped on the scale. I did all that stuff. However, I realized that if I bike 2 miles today, then that'll mean I bike 20 miles in 2 weeks. So that's what I decided to do. So I'm going to do that. I actually have to go pick up something. And so they are actually just off the trail. There will be no GoPro footage, so you guys are just going to have to trust me. Also, I don't want to film going through someone's neighborhood because, you know, that just doesn't seem right. But we're going to off trail and it'll be fine. I don't know what that guy's doing. Oh shit. He a runner, he a track star. Okay, I'm going now.
20 minutes later.
Okay, welcome to the outro. And in the interest of not rambling too much, I'm going to open this up with a little rambling. If you are watching this video in the month of our Lord, July 2026, thank you so much. I feel like the pacing of my content's been a little weird this month, and that's just mainly because I just got a lot going on. You know, my baby boy's birthday was this month. We had a party and all that fun stuff. 4th of July weekend was eventful, and then we are also going on vacation, so I really just wanted my content to be good to go because, yeah, I just want to be able to relax and enjoy some family time. So, but I promise August will be kind of more of my usual pace, and we'll be back to our regularly scheduled programming. Also, I just want to apologize very quickly for all the tech issues with the GoPro, okay? I tried something new. It didn't work out. I'm not good at things, okay? I kind of stick with what I know because I'm not like a techie person, and I can't afford to spend like buku money on like, you know, a device that actually like works really well. I ain't nobody got money for that. So I'm sorry. I feel like this challenge should be like called like biking for 2 weeks, GoPro problems, and SpongeBob memes. That's basically what this was. Okay, so let's get into actually the meat and the potatoes of the challenge, how I felt about it, some things. Overall, I actually really liked it. I'm sorry week 1 was just me kind of belly aching, but you know, I kind of got into it and I quite enjoyed it. I've actually ridden my bike just a couple times since then. Just, you know, I am going on vacation in literally a couple of days, so, you know, just something to keep me active. And I really like it. I get why kids like riding their bikes so much. I get why I once liked riding it. It was some growing pains, but now it's actually like a fun workout that doesn't fully feel like a workout, which is what you want. I see kids riding their bikes and like going up giant hills, and I'm like, how the hell did I do that at that age? And while I'm not there yet, I'm closer to there than I once was. So 10 out of 10 would recommend, especially if you just have a bike sitting in your garage, or if you want to get one. I am a huge fan of getting one used. Facebook Marketplace is my go-to. Yeah, the one thing I would recommend is just to make sure she has a fat ass seat. Make sure she has a fat ass seat, or get some kind of rubbery cushion for your tush to sit on, because that just also really helps. I didn't have a ton of sits bone pain during this challenge, just a little here and there toward the end of the weeks, specifically before my rest days, but I really thought it was going to be like debilitating, because Henry and I have rented bikes before, and every time I'm shook at how much it hurts. For those of you who aren't in the know, your sits bones is basically like your ass bones. Yeah, I don't know how else to say it. Like, it's like right in between the cheeks. I'm sorry. That's just what they call it, I think. Am I wrong? Now I'm second guessing. Either way, your ass won't hurt if you have a good seat. And then the last point I want to get into before we talk about the weight loss is that for all the belly aching that I did about having to pay, because it was $50 to get a freaking bike tire replaced. Like, double that is the price. And that's not true. It's more than double that to get a car tire replaced. It's a lot. It really makes me feel bad for people that actually like have to rely on their bike for transportation, where it's like, oh, something like messes up on it. Like, it actually costs more than you would think. Regardless, my bike, I didn't mention this at all during the challenge, but my bike rode so much smoother. It was so much better. That was part of the reason why I just had such an easy week 2. So you heard it here first. Either get your bike tires inflated, or if you need a replacement, which I definitely did, it was basically dry rotting off, then do that, ladies and gentlemen. All right, and now let's get into the thing that everybody cares about, a weight loss update. As usual, I always have some disclaimers, but the reason I have these disclaimers is I never want someone to do the exact same challenge as me and then be bummed that like they didn't lose as much weight as me, not knowing these hidden elements. So hidden element number 1 is that I am on a GLP-1. I personally get my GLP-1 through Gobi Meds, and I do have an affiliate link with them. You can get $25 off of your first order with Gobi Meds, but I just always want to let people know that, because that obviously aids in my weight loss. It helps. I track my calories and macros. I do eat. A lot of people on GLP-1s don't, but I do. But, you know, I just want to always be honest and give you all the facts. So that's number 1. And number 2, if this is of interest, I'm not sure I'm going to give this disclaimer on every video, but the last challenge I did was a walking challenge, and I specifically said to you guys, hey, I'm going to keep doing this. I have continued to do that. I get at least 8,000 steps a day on my walking pad alone, not to mention when I'm just bebopping around the house. I guess I shouldn't say every single day. It's on weekdays. On the weekend, I'm just a potato like all the other potatoes. Me and my spud best friends, we're just hanging out. I don't know why I'm saying that. All my friends live far away. It's just me and my spud family. You're welcome, guys. Okay. Either way, with all those disclaimers out of the way, let's get into the weight loss. So at the beginning of the challenge and / the end of my walking challenge, my 10K steps challenge, I stepped onto the scale and I weighed 221.4 pounds. And at the end of the 2 weeks, I weighed 217.2 pounds, which means that is a loss of 4.2 pounds. So I'm very proud. I'm very excited. Having said that, I am about to go on vacation, so I'm going to gain some weight back. Now, at the end of these challenges, I always like to tell you guys like what's to come, what's going to happen, what am I up to next? And so when I come back from vacation, I will be doing another YouTube trainer. And that person will be Sydney Cummings Howdy Show? Howdy Show? Don't judge me, I'm sorry. I'm pretty sure that's her married name, and a lot of people know her as Sydney Cummings. Now, I did post a poll on my community tab that said like, hey girl, hey, who do you guys recommend? Do you recommend Caroline Gervins or Sydney Cummings? And Caroline actually won. However, I got a couple of comments that said Sydney is actually more beginner friendly. Now, if you guys are mad that I went against, I ultimately am going against what the poll wanted. So if you guys are like, no, Maddie, go with the poll, then please let me know. It probably, like for views purposes, it's probably in my best interest to go with the poll. However, I just, you know, the fact that she's more, it's not even beginner friendly. Apparently she does a lot more explanations about like how to have good form and whatnot. And I really kind of need that, if I'm being completely honest. So I have no real plan as to like if I'm following any specific programming or if I'm just picking videos or how I'm going to go about it yet. But that is what I will be doing next. So if you are interested in that, then stick around. Next week's video will be my debt update video. It's my 6-month one. I know that the end of June was like a month ago for you guys. I mean, it was a month ago basically for me too, but this is just when it fit in, okay. But like I said, after that, we'll kind of be more back to our regularly scheduled programming, some vlogs, some what I eat in a week, I'm not sure yet, but you know, some things like that. And then obviously the workout challenge. So I'm very excited. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. And that is everything. As usual, if you liked this video, like, comment, and subscribe because the YouTube wizards, they love that for the growth of my channel. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye. Bye.